first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
You may have arms and legs, but unless you know three things. Number one, who are you and what your value is? Number two, what is your purpose here in life? And number three, what is your destiny when you're done here? If you don't know the answers of any of those three questions, you're more disabled than I.
So everybody in this life is attached to a lot of people's destiny, whether you like it or not. So if you think that talking about is the best way out, then think again, because you have inside you a talent that no one else out there has. And I know you can make it.
No matter how bad it is, or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. Say that to yourself every day.
Rising Prime is a motivational and life-transforming program where we interview highly positioned and respected Nigerians to discuss with our viewers their success story in the view of motivating, educating, and enlightening the poor, the vulnerable, and the less privileged Nigerians, telling them that they can be whoever they want to be in life if they can be focused and conquer their fears as well. Hello, distinguished viewers, and welcome to another tremendous edition of your motivational and life-transforming program, Rising Prime, a program that edifies, a program that informs, that educates you in your every ramifications of life. Today's edition of Rising Prime promises to be tremendous, as we shall be bringing you exclusive interviews, documentaries, motivational playlists, motivational quotes, inspiring health tips, and lots more. But you know how we do it on this program? That we say a word of prayer by reciting the second stanza of the national anthem. So like I will tell you guys, if you're a Nigerian, a true Nigerian, wherever you are, whatever you are doing, I crave your indulgence to please pause and join me in the recitation of the second stanza of the national anthem. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help our youth the truths to know, and love and honesty to grow, and living just and true. Great lofty heights attain, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. Amen. Maybe a lot of you don't know that the second stanza of the national anthem is more like a prayer. Well, if you just tune into your favorite television channel, it is Rising Prime, and we're about getting started. Let's go on this break. When we come back, the program continues. My name is Israel Akinde. You're welcome.
You may be a shiner, that doesn't mean you can shine.
It is motivational, it is educative, it is grossly informative. What a source of strength to the discouraged and depressed. Rising Prime, a motivational television magazine on this station, focusing on the starting point, the challenges, the achievements, the processes, the failures, and the success story. These and many more forms part of the program when we interview highly positioned and respected Nigerians. You don't want to miss it.
Where is your strength? Believe in it. Not every dream will become true.
Get educated, entertained, and motivated on Rising Prime. Rising Prime, a life-transforming program.
Welcome back, and if you're just tuning into your favorite television channel, it is Rising Prime. You're just in time and we're about getting started. Before we went on that break, I was about to introduce you to my first guest. He's no other person than Dr. Sam Amadi. Dr. Sam Amadi is the former national chairman of Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. He disclosed with us exclusively the secret behind his success in his career. Let's take a listen at Dr. Sam Amadi's story.
Doctor, it's a pleasure to have you on the program.
Thank you very much.
Alright, for the benefit of our viewers, for the benefit of those meeting you for the very first time on our program, we'd like you to tell our viewers who Dr. Sam Amadi really is. Could you please give us a brief biography of who you really are?
Well, I'm Sam Amadi. Who am I? A Nigerian young man. I hope I'm still young. A lawyer, policy practitioner, formerly the executive chairman of Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission. I've been I've been in the private sector as a lawyer, worked with leading law firms, Ghana Farimi, Elisa Bakoba, practice human rights, practice public policy, my own Center for Public Policy and Research, and then became special advisor to the Senate President and to the Foreign Affairs Minister, and lastly became the former chairman, chief executive of Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission. And now I teach at the Base University. I teach in the law faculty. Of course, plenty of difficulties. I mean, if I was born towards the end of the war, which means I was one of those post-war traumatized Nigerians whose existence kind of they came to this earth at a time that was total discontinuity, some kind of confusion, and so each of us carries some stamp of that era of upheaval. And then I went to primary school. My father was a typical blue-collar worker, the people you can call the rank and file in the Ministry of Works. So essentially, I didn't grow up with any special kind of comfort or luxury. I schooled in primary school in Abakaliki. Later I went back to, when they created Imo State, I went back to my state and schooled in my uncle's primary school in my village, and the secondary school in my village, my uncle's secondary school. So essentially, until I went to university, my education were localized around my village, basically. And but interestingly, even though village boy, I had an international mentality. As a young person, whenever I walk, I had an affinity with reading. I love reading. So when I was a young boy, as we walk through the streets, we see newspaper wraps. Newspaper used to wrap akara. Later on the street, I would pick them and be reading. In fact, it was such a nuisance, public nuisance, that people were always scolding me. Why are you picking things and reading? So I can get lost while going to a message from my parents, and I was see this paper, I was stop there, take it from the dustbin and start reading. That was how much reading was part of growing up. And this is wonderful because at that stage, when I was even in secondary school, class 2, in our own time, we were not doing this SSS, so it was class 5, we are off. Class 2, I passed class 2, into class 3. Because I had ordered books. My mom was a local woman. She used to be a teacher. She stopped teaching, and then she used to buy gari from the village and go and sell in town. So I give her a list of books to buy. And you know what the kind of books I ordered? Sons and Lovers by D.H. Lawrence, Grammar of Politics by Harold Lasky. And interesting, when I was doing my PhD in Harvard, it was the same Harold Lasky I was reading. So I bought those books as early as a young boy. I used to read so much. And my uncle, who was a reverend father, whenever I come to study and I was reading, he said, look, you're just in secondary school, I'm reading theology, philosophy. I've read several of the leading philosophers in the world as a young boy. In fact, interestingly, at that age, I wrote a thesis about the 20-something page thesis on whether science and religion are reconcilable. I want to publish the newspaper. Then we had a newspaper in my state called the Statesman. They said, this is a book, you can publish it. So in that part of 3, I left school. I said, look, I don't want to go to school. School is retarding me. If I was an American, probably they would say I'm a genius. Because I left school, I felt that I didn't have to go to school. So first semester, second semester, I didn't go. Third semester, I finally went to school and passed and went to class 4 and continued in secondary school. So that was really the kind of person I was. And those things I read as a youth, that's why I said, even though I was local, I was international in my thinking. Even though I was in Nigeria, I was idealistic. I was inspired by the things I've read. The world was like, I was a member of the world. I could access all part of the world. I didn't use a telephone until when I finished as a graduate. I've never used a telephone. But I was like, I knew everything in the world because of reading. And even Harvard, how did I decide to go to Harvard? When I finally got to university, and I went to the library and I saw Harvard Law Review. I was going through it. I said, no, I have to go to Harvard. So when I finished university, I got admission to several universities in the world. I got to Nottingham, I got to European universities. I said no. My child fancy was Harvard. I got master's Unilag. I was in class one day and I had like Spirit of God spoke to me. I said, this is not where I'm supposed to be. A master's student fully paid up and registered in class. I packed my bag and left and never went back. Harvard gave me admission when I applied, but no money, so I couldn't go. So I went to Unilag, which I got, but that day I left Unilag, never to come back. The next year I wrote to Harvard again. They gave me admission, no money. The next time I got, on the 3 times, they finally gave money. And I ended up, when I finally went to Harvard, the record was that I ended up being one of the most highest funded students ever. I was funded for a master's, for my PhD, and for another master's in public policy. So essentially, the secret of success starts first with a perception of who you are and the world around you. So first, you're a human being, created by God. That's very powerful. You see, I teach resilience, and one of the things about resilience is that you must have a vision of life, about the meaningfulness of your life. If you thought that your life is nothing, life is brutish, short and deadly, like Thomas Hobbes said, then you're not going to lift yourself for the doldrum. I wrote a poem that says, we are like a dung, we are like a seed in a dunghill, which must germinate and bring forth a beautiful foliage. So you are like a seed cast in a dung. Just like a dung is like a manure that help you a seed to grow. So see that those difficulties as opportunities and as a resource for development. That's number one. Number two is that it goes with sacrifice. You see, you can't make an omelette without breaking an egg. People who are less privileged should see that they are called upon to make greater sacrifice. So if your father is a Dangote or a big politician, then you could get a job from CBN without even working hard. But if your father is like Salah Amadi, my father, then it means you've got to do extra work. So the poor should know that, yes, many people are selling privilege, selling royalty, selling network, but you can sell competence. And the final thing I would say is that life is a democracy. Think about it. Even in a spiritual point of view, God says, whosoever confesses their sins shall have life. So it's whosoever. There's no, if eternal life is free, then everything is free. Because it simply means that if you're willing and say, I will defy despair, I will defy despotism, I want to reach to the top, you'll get there. Because the nature and all its elements back that man who is determined and willing to pay the cost of determination.
I am rising pride, no matter what may come my way. I will not give up on life. I will not give up. I will not give up. I am rising pride.
Welcome back, and I hope you find that story quite motivating. For a lot of you who don't like to read, I think you would see that success is not given on a platter of gold. I would like us to listen to a story of an Australian motivational speaker. He is a man that has got no arms and legs, Nicholas Vujicic. I think Nicholas should be in his 34 years, and trust me, he's been to over 42 countries with his message of hope. This is really going to blow your mind by the time you listen to Nicholas' story. Let's listen to Nicholas Vujicic's success story.
Born in Australia without arms or legs, 30-year-old Nick Vujicic has become a symbol of triumph against all odds. His inspiring YouTube videos have been watched over 100 million times.
You may have arms and legs, but unless you know 3 things. Number 1, who are you and what your value is? Number 2, what is your purpose here in life? And number 3, what is your destiny when you're done here? If you don't know the answers of any of those 3 questions, you're more disabled than I.
But the road to self-acceptance was excruciating for Nick. For years, he was harassed and tormented at school. When he was 10, Nick attempted suicide.
At age 10, I actually tried to commit suicide by trying to drown myself in my bathtub. And the only reason I decided to stay was because I didn't want to leave my loved ones with that pain. So I decided to give my broken pieces a chance. Man, am I glad that I'm still here. Today, I still have no arms, no legs. But everything's changed.
After years of feeling worthless and alone, Nick's awakening came while reading an article about a disabled man who refused to let physical limitations hold him back. In that moment, Nick says he discovered the power to take control of his life.
And I had questions and no answers, and I asked my mum and dad, why did this happen? I asked doctors, why did this happen? They don't know. There are some things in life that are out of your control that you can't change and you got to live with. The choice that we have, though, is either to give up or keep on going.
Every single human being has value, and my value is not determined on how I look or what job I have or where I'm from, where I was born, how much money. All that stuff is nothing.
Today, Nick surfs, he snorkels, he golfs, and plays soccer. He's traveled to 44 countries with his message of hope.
But I tell you, there are some times in life where you fall down and you feel like you don't have the strength to get back up. Because I tell you, I'm down here, face down, and I have no arms, no legs. It should be impossible for me to get back up, but it's not. You see, I will try 100 times to get up, and if I fail 100 times, if I fail and I give up, do you think that I'm ever going to get up? No. But if I fail, I try again and again and again. For as long as I try, there's always that chance of getting up. Does that make sense?
And less than a year ago, Nick married the love of his life and danced at their wedding.
Wow, that's quite motivating, you know. That's quite inspiring. A man with no arms and legs pulling such wave. So what reason do you have never to make it in life? You don't have a reason. You've got your arms, you've got your legs, you've got your brains, everything and functional. Sincerely, you have every cause to be successful in life. Let's go on the musical break. When we come back, the program continues. Please stay with us.
Can I smell that number one?
Just hold on and be strong. It won't be long. You will be alright. When I woke up this morning, looking at myself, it be like say I'm shining. See the blessings multiplying, just like the birds in the sky. I'm flying, so divining, we inclining. Take it from me, I see good things are piling. It be okay, coming one day, make we stay cool and keep smiling. Hey, no retreat, no surrender. Don't you give up, don't fight, you're a winner. Easy, it's gonna get easy. Hey, don't you back down, people stand up. If you know you go win, put your hands up. Easy, it's gonna get easy. Just hold on. And be strong. It won't be long. It go be alright. Just hold on and be strong. It won't be long. It's gonna be alright. Anyone talk say you know go make 'em a lie. Hey, on them make you get up for your glory. Just try. Just try. Yeah, no forget say na Baba God give you this life. So no let anything to stop you from going so high. See, it doesn't matter what you do or what you into. You have to believe in yourself and be true. Easy, it's gonna get easy. So don't forget where you're coming from and where you are going. No pain, no gain, keep going. Easy, it's gonna get easy. Just hold on and be strong. It won't be long. It will be alright. Just hold on and be strong. It won't be long. It's gonna be alright. Stand up for something. Don't let your doubting stop you moving. It's not easy, I'm not pretending. To tell you the truth, it takes a lot to work in. So I stand in front of you and say, don't give up, cause you will make it one day. Cause Cause beaters never win and the winners never quit. If you try and you fail, don't be shy of defeats. Cause it takes a lot of courage to keep on moving. So stand up on your feet, your mistakes don't repeat. Instead you learn from it, rise up, goddamn it. Hey, it's too Baba and Joel, yo. Hey. We don't talk our own, yo. If you like make you take a message, okay, yo. If you like make you use, I'm used to work for you. Hey, just hold on and be strong. It won't be long, it will be alright. Just hold
and rise and pride. No matter what may come my way, I will not give up on life. I will not give up. I will not give up. I am rising pride.
Welcome back. Good health and intellect are the basic wealth a man can ever have. We shall be going into our inspiring health tips for this week. We shall be bringing you Nigerian foods that can enhance your health. Watch and be motivated.
Are you among the ones who love junk foods and you're equally worried about your deteriorating health conditions? Are you troubled with excess weight and find it extremely frustrating to consume those tasteless, repetitive and boring food to lose some inches? Here's a solution for your problems. Healthy eating with Nigerian food and the most innovative ways to cook them. The exciting things about these healthy eating recipes are the simple facts. They are relatively cheap, easy to prepare, light, refreshing, and constitute of healthy balanced meals second to none. The healthy eating recipes I am introducing are not only tasty, but appetizing, delicious, nutritious, mouth-watering, and finger-licking. Benefits of healthy eating and Nigerian food. Reduces the risk of diseases and premature death. Helps managing weights better, makes you look fit, healthier, younger, and more beautiful. Increases energy level, increases strength, increases capability to handle stress better, and most importantly, boosts up immune system. Adverse effects of junk foods. Fast food industries and restaurants are springing up fast all over the globe. With the arrival of fast food restaurants, the place looks gorgeous and food becomes easy for those who are too lazy to cook. The foods they offer are classified as junk foods. They can be very harmful for health. Makes you lazy, obese, older, unfit, and with all these drawbacks, you tend to lack confidence and passion. Have you ever thought that healthy eating could also mean delicious, mouth-watering food as well?
Let's have a look at some amazing Nigerian food recipes. Akara balls. Moi moi, stuffed with boiled eggs, tomato puree, spices. Savory rice. Mixed vegetables, fluted pumpkin leaves. Egusi soup. Boiled yam with stew. Egg fried rice. Moi moi with boiled mushrooms and carrots. Large fried fish. Moi moi in an innovative style cups to be eaten with yogurt, cucumber and tomatoes.
Healthy food habit means good health, fitness and a longer life. Sometimes we are what we eat, and what we eat can determine how we think, act or behave. What we eat can equally influence our attitudes, save our lives, as well as elongate them. So let's try out some yummy food with some amazing health benefits. Eat well and live long.
Welcome back. This is what we call it a wrap for today's edition. I know a lot of you out there are wishing that the program doesn't come to an end. But the truth is, whatever has a beginning must surely have an end. This is where we call it a wrap for today's edition. And so far on the edition, we had Dr. Sam Amadi motivating us with his success story. We also had the documentary of Nicholas Voyachech. And we also brought to you inspiring health tips for this week. So if you are just tuning into your favorite television channel, you didn't miss out totally. You know how we do it. You could go on our social media platforms. You would be able to watch every segment of this program. For sponsorship and advert placement, please contact the numbers on your screen. And like I will tell you, Don't make excuses. Instead, make progress. The only time when you should look back is to see how far you've come. I remember humble self Israel like India, and I urge you to keep watching Rising Prime and keep rising. Until I come your way again, same time, same station next week. Bye for now.
The first thing is to be honest with yourself. You can never have an impact on society if you have not changed yourself.
You may have arms and legs, but unless you know three things. Number one, who are you and what your value is? Number two, what is your purpose here in life? And number three, what is your destiny when you're done here? If you don't know the answers of any of those three questions, you're more disabled than I.
So everybody in this life is attached to a lot of people's destiny, whether you like it or not. So if you think that talking about is the best way out, then think again, because you have inside you a talent that no one else out there has. And I know you can make it.
No matter how bad it is, or how bad it gets, I'm going to make it. Say that to yourself every day.